The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
The aftermath of every social revolution brings about change. Cultural norms and landmarks shift as our minds and hearts expand beyond the familiar. To everything, there is a season and a time to every purpose in the land of the living. This is our time to renew, revive, and restore the hope lost to the busyness of life. This is our time to dig again and rebuild from the storms of our past on a solid footing that holds. Welcome to The Foundation.
The Foundation with Hard Grant is brought to you by Alive, Farm for Bones, Burger King, Commonwealth Bank, ESC Distributors Limited, Grand Bahama News, Marco's Pizza, the Ministry of Public Service, Prince Masters, and Ron's Electric Motors.
The Foundation. The Foundation. The Foundation. The Foundation.
Maybe then they'll listen to what you have to say. They're the ones who's coming up, and the world is in their hands. When you teach the children to jump the very best you can. The world won't get no better if we just let it be. Na 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 na. The world won't get no better. We gotta change it now, just you and me. Wake up all the doctors, make the old people well. They're the ones who suffer and who catch all the hair. But they don't have so very long before their judgment day. So won't you make them happy before they pass away? Wake up all the builders, time to build a new land. I know we could do it if we all lend a hand. Let's put it in our minds. Surely things will work out. They do it every time.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. 96.9 FM radio. Howard Grant in your company. Friday, BIM, warm and easy selector. It is a beautiful day. Grateful to be in your company. I hope you guys are out there having a good time. And I know that you're in the land of the living. So therefore, I'm hoping that with grace, with this posture of gratitude, that you are giving praise. Talk to me. We here, baby. We here. All right, you can't, abortion at this point. Amen. We are here, and so with that sort of existence that existed, that we have, we possess at this particular time. Let's make some things happen. Let's make some things happen positively to move towards the fulfillment of not only our personal goals, but hopefully the community goals, so we can be able to see us move forward, upward, onward together. Guys, I want you to join me in conversation today. I'm supposed to have Garth with me. He's not here just yet, so I'm hoping that he's on his way so he can be able to sit with me today and be able to talk about these things. But before I do it, I got to shout out my good, decent people over at AFS Insurance Agents and Brokers. They got everything laid out for you. Just make sure you go and check them out. They are located number 407 Blue Hill Road South if you're in the market looking for some insurance. If you're looking to be able to do some things in that particular state, whether it's personal, residential, commercial, however you want to be able to make these things happen, go down there, ask for my good friend, Ethric Bowe. He'd take very good care of you in that state, in that stead. And also Mr. Richardson to be able to accommodate you in that area, 341-1-AFS, 341-1-AFS. And I got to shout out my good, decent people over at Coco Plum Bistro. Coco, I don't know why I feel like I have to get Spanish with it. Coco Plum Bistro got everything available for you. Just go down there, man. Last Fridays, for the last Fridays of the month, the Coco Plum Bistro presents $10 Hennessy and vodka. Okay. $10 Hennessy and vodka crafted cocktails. They got mixed drink specials. They got all these things going on. Live DJ performance. And it's right down there on the Western Road and the Evergreen Plaza. I think it's the Green Plaza right there on the northern side as you're going west. It's going to be to your right-hand side, to the northern side. You can be able to see them right there. Chantal will take very good care of you in those areas. Guys, if you want to make some reservations, you can do that, 677-6776 or opentable.com to be able to reserve your spot, rather, to ensure that you can go down there and enjoy last Fridays of the month with Coco Plum Bistro. They got everything laid out for you. Remember, this is November, guys, and Nassau Guardian is going to be celebrating 180 years. And we want to be able to thank all the loyal readers and listeners and all those particular persons for helping us make this one of the oldest papers, not only here in the country, but in the entire region. 180 years. 180 years. So we want to be able to, if we want you to be a part of what we're doing, it's the Vision Challenge Give Back Promotion. Vision Challenge Give Back Promotion is going to be beginning on October 28th through November 22nd. All you need to do is find the Hidden Nassau Guardian 180 years logo printed every day in the Nassau Guardian, and you could win a prize. You could win prize money. Talk to me. I can't get away, man. Prize money with your purchase of your daily Nassau Guardian newspaper every day beginning in October 28th. Monday, October 28th. That's Monday coming. Monday, October 28th. Find the hidden 180th Nassau Guardian logo. Cut out the page. Mark the spot. Write your name and the phone numbers on the clippings. Drop it off the entries right down here on Carter Street. You could be able to do that. Jenny will take the information from you. It's going to happen every Friday, November 1st, the 8th, the 15th, the 22nd, and one drawing will take place to pick that lucky winner. And it's just simple to do. Just check it out. The Nassau Guardian 180th Anniversary Challenge Giveaway Promotion. All that is in there. And they got me to read one more thing for you. Went downstairs just now, and Paul wanted me to know that we're giving away some tickets. So I got to be able to read this to you. It says, one free ticket at the Nassau Guardian front desk while supplies last. Bring your child and get 2 free tickets to the game tonight at 7 p.m. Tonight at 7 p.m. is the 6th Caribbean Baseball Cup, Bahamas 2024. The tournament schedule is from October 23rd to the 28th. And so what's today? Today is the 25th. So the Bahamas is going to be playing Carousel. It's going to be at 7 p.m. tonight. So come and get your tickets, guys, while supplies last. They got about 100 and some. If you want to be able to be a part of that, I was looking for something to do tonight. If you want to be able to enjoy yourself, please come down here to the Nassau Guardian. Just let them know you heard it on Howard's show. You heard it on the show here. And you want to be able to get your free tickets to be able to enjoy that tonight. I think it's going to be at the Andre Rogers Stadium. So enjoy that this evening as we can be able to do those things. Guys, pick up your Guardian newspaper. All the information is in the paper. Everybody and their ma is talking about this woman in Grand Bahama who they claim is indecent. And the indecency is rich upon her and fall fresh upon her. All right, this is Marvy in Grand Bahama, who indicates that she says that the elderly woman gifted me the house. Y'all need to stop it. I don't understand. Hey, glory to God. The woman said she has been gifted the house. My God. So there's a lot of things that can be able to take care of. I see Grand Bahamian people up in arms, but it's peculiar. I like to see this, I like to see you take on a very strong position, whether you strongly agree or you strongly disagree. I think this kind of a gray area has existed for far too long in our society. And a lot of people have been meandering around this sort of lackadaisical, ain't my business approach. And when something like this happens, when they realize the injustices, as they look at their hair, their beard, their eyelashes, and other regions of their bodies, and recognize that the gray is coming, and realize that the time that they've worked throughout their youth into their old time, and you trying your hardest to leave something for your children to recognize that someone could do this for you. The father is dead. The mother is not in a good space mentally and otherwise. And someone comes in and does something like this. Oh my God, that is yuck up your vex station. Got to hear me people saying, Marvy got to go to jail. She got to go to jail. Go to jail. They want her to go. Everyone came out to agitate and speak against this. It's peculiar how lopsided we are when it comes to possessions. Can I say that? Is it okay for me to look at it like this? It's peculiar how people look at possessions, acquisition, how stuff provokes you to agitation. But murder, oh Jesus, I can't get away, man. Murder, your politicians thieving from you and taking things from right under your nose. Laws, rules, regulations shifted to ensure that they can be able to prop up corporations and take care of external entities. Nobody agitates. You say it is what it is. But when somebody touch your personal stuff, I hear today for you, tomorrow for me. If I don't do something now, oh my God, that could be me in a couple of years. I getting older. And Grand Bahama has seen its fair share of being shredded, ripped from its stuff, ripped from its possessions. The fight that ensues with the Port Authority, the idea of a significant increase for power bill, the fact that the island is only a semblance, a silhouette of itself, the beauty, the pristine posture, this island where green, clean, and pristine was the order of the day, has rubble from 2004. 20 years worth of rubble that has become a part of the landscape. And now you're taking the only thing that we have. If the bank didn't take it, my God, trusted to take care of your family, coming to take that from you and then shift the narrative and says that I was gifted this thing. This is the information that we received. We can talk about these things. Before we do that, I got to be able to introduce you to my very good friend, Garth Roseborough, in the house with us today. Garth, you're here live and in full effect, my brother. Say good afternoon to the Bahamian people out there.
What an afternoon, my friend. What an afternoon. What a Friday. What a weekend.
We're here.
Yeah, everything seems to be going on, and at the same time, nothing much going on. It's just mayhem here in the city, it seems, and the people seem somewhat don't know exactly which direction we're going. We need a compass, Howard Grant. We need you to continue to... Compass can't help us?
No, you need a 16 compass. I feel like politicians have a magnet under the compass. You see what I did there? You see what I did there? I'm good.
Listen, man. It's a great Friday. I'm glad to be back in your company. Mm-hmm. Today, I just feel relaxed. I don't know why.
We're here, my brother. We ain't dead. We're still here.
I think I saving some energy for Sunday for the show remark. We're talking about pimps and pastors.
Pimps and pastors.
Yeah, pimps. My brother say the pimping in the pulpit.
Okay.
But, I'm looking forward to that. Just want to thank you, Howard Grant, for inviting me back once again. This is the Foundation 96.9 FM. Always a pleasure. I look forward to this show. I think he mentioned to me that we'll be discussing Bamboo Town, where I do have a residence there. And we're speaking about
surprised. You're going to be surprised.
I don't think I'm going to be surprised.
You will be absolutely surprised. I'm telling you.
Bamboo Town?
You're going to be surprised.
I know some things about Bamboo Town.
Okay, but you're still going to be surprised.
Why would I be surprised?
I'm going to tell you in due time and due season when we get to these things.
What if I told you that I'm not surprised?
This is bananas, by the way.
If I say to you that I will not be surprised, what would you say?
This is crazy. I can't believe this. Let's keep in mind, this was less than 40 votes yesterday. This is maybe about 40.
You got a surge today?
Surge? This is a tsunami and a salami.
Okay, I can believe that.
Okay, so we can talk about it today.
Okay.
And then we're going to talk about Kalani, which the same telephone call I made to Bamboo Town yesterday. Mm-hmm. I actually spoke with the speaker, but before I spoke with the speaker, I got several telephone calls. Mm-hmm. Howard, how do I get on this thing for Bamboo Town? My member of parliament in Bamboo Town, I need to know how to do this. Mm-hmm. These are the separate calls I got.
Of course.
Before I called the speaker. Explain to her, hey, put this in your group, so forth and so on. And then people keep calling me, and I have to explain to them again how to be able to go on and take the thing.
Well, you see, Guardian Radio, I'm watching the lineup, Howard, and there's a lot of great talent here at Guardian Radio, a lot of great shows. But your show, you have lent yourself to your audience. You've said to them, you can participate in this particular exercise for whatever it's worth. If you love your member of parliament, just simply participate. If you do not care for your member of parliament, then participate and tell them I just don't care about my member of parliament. I mean, you have that choice or not to participate at all. But the greatest thing about this poll that you've done, Howard Grant, is for those people who have taken the time to participate, it is this particular spirit that we need in this country, the spirit of participation.
That's it. We need people to be a part of it. We need people to be involved, to be able to identify these things and to talk about it. We need people to share their opinion. I mean, I gotten a lot of scrutiny. Now, you know, I told you this. I've gotten a lot of scrutiny about why I do this, how do I do this, where do I get the numerics from, how is the setup in it. That don't mean nothing to nobody. That don't mean nothing.
And the same people don't ask how the voting process goes in the country.
They don't know.
They don't
no,
care.
they don't ask about that.
No, they don't care.
They accept it.
Yeah.
Accept it. Right? But they scrutinize me. I could take the scrutiny. I don't have a problem with it. But this is, and in fact, I've been transparent enough to you to say, and with you to say, hey, listen, we're going to make modifications to ensure that we can do that. But this time, please just participate for me. That's it. The only way I can get a balance on this is with your participation.
Yeah.
And not solely by your telephone calls or your texts that continues to be able to condemn me and, ban me to hell, wish me to hell for this foolishness.
Mm-hmm.
But your participation can be able to lend balance to this. If you feel positive about the person, whoever this person is, negative about the person, participate. I just need the balance. I need it.
And the phone numbers are given out to you so that you can participate. They are there to contact us here at Guardian Radio, to speak with Howard Grant, to speak to the nation. This is your time that you can actually be heard. And so, Howard Grant, when you're ready, I am ready. A lot going on, but I won't delay this particular exercise today. I think it's going to be a great show. So let your friends, your family, your co-workers, your loved ones, people from your party, people from your constituency, let them know that today we're speaking about Bamboo Town, the big, big bamboo. That's me.
Big, big bamboo, bamboo.
And Kalani. You know what Kalani's all about. They want to kill Ani over there. So let's go have a little conversation today about these two great constituencies in the Bahamas.
Before we do that, guys, we are ready to then spill into 12:30. Let me take this first commercial break. Let's take this quick commercial break, guys. Let me put the numbers out there. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Anywhere from the family of islands, 242-300-5720, or hit me up 422-4796. When we get back, we're going to be able to talk about this after this.
Foundation.
Do you have uncontrollable debt? Are you ready to make that move to Fidelity for a stress-free future? These loans have a built-in savings plan that pays you unbeatable interest. Ask about our debt consolidation loans today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
Bonneville Bones, established in 1970, is the leader in men's fashion in the Bahamas. We're conveniently located in the mall at Marathon and the Harbor Bay Shopping Plaza, and fully stocked with everything you need for all occasions. Our Harbor Bay location is one door north of Alive, with the black and white signage of Bonneville Boutique. Both locations are open from 10 to 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Bonneville Bones and Boutique, still the leader in men's fashion, located in the mall at Marathon and the Harbor Bay Shopping Plaza.
It's time to upgrade the way you enjoy at-home entertainment. Alive Fiber is here. Enjoy all your favorite channels and streaming apps, all at lightning-fast internet speeds with affordable bundles, and it's only a click away. Visit www.alivefiber.com to sign up now. Stay connected, live your life. It's good to be alive.
foundation.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, 96.9 FM radio. Howard Grant and your company, The Foundation, live and in full effect. First thing out the gate, let's talk about it. Let's get to it. Historical overview of the constituency of Bamboo Town. Historical overview of the constituency of Bamboo Town, 2002 to 2007. Independent candidate Tennyson Wells, in those particular long-standing independent and former Free National Movement member, held the Bamboo Town seat. As an independent, his influence in the constituency represented a deviation from the mainstream political parties, establishing Bamboo Town as a constituency willing to support alternative voices. Is that possibly why Craig Butler did those numbers that he did during 2012?
All of us.
Let's identify that. 2007 to 2012, Branville McCartney. The overview of that, Branville McCartney won the seat for the FNM, but later founded the Democratic National Alliance due to ideological differences in the Free National Movement. This created a significant moment in the Bamboo Town's history, as McCartney's popularity was tied to the constituency's image as a swing seat.
Mm-hmm.
As a swing seat.
I said it to you before.
Right.
So I'm right.
Receptive to the new and emergent political voices. And then the shift came as McCartney's departure from the Free National Movement to form the DNA brought attention to Bamboo Town and the battleground for political influence outside of the traditional party lines. That's when it began. Remember when Hubert Ingram said that? It's either I get it or you get it. Mm-hmm. You remember that? Mm-hmm. And it was specifically talking about Bamboo Town.
So the NDP leader became the representative for Bamboo Town.
Mm-hmm.
Remwood Wells.
Mm-hmm.
Remwood Wells also identified Tennyson Wells as Uncle Tenny.
This is heavy what you're doing.
Oh, I'm trying to show you how politics works. And Remwood Wells is very astute, very smart.
This is heavy what you're doing.
And so he was able to...
Bamboo Town, essentially what you're saying to me is they are open to the concept and idea of voices outside of the traditional political organizations.
Oh, they are.
Let's get to it so I can get to these numbers. 2012 to 17, Remwood Wells. 2017 to 21, Remwood Wells. Again, 2012 to 17 under the PLP. 2017 to 21 under the Free National Movement. And currently we have Patricia DeVoe for the PLP.
Speaker of the House.
Patricia DeVoe won Bamboo Town seat in 2021 for the PLP and subsequently became the Speaker of the House of Assembly. Mm-hmm. Her dual role as the MP and Speaker has brought her significant visibility, but has also sparked a debate on whether or not her position as Speaker could detract her from the effectiveness as a constituency MP. That's very strong. Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday we had less than about 50 people take her poll. We had a handful of people take the poll yesterday. I spoke about it on air. I said, I'm not running after no one. I made one telephone call. She answered right away. I did the same thing for Minnis, sent the information out. Never got back from Minnis himself, but I did get someone in his camp.
Yeah, Minnis is out of the country.
Minnis is out of the country, right? Mm-hmm. And so I just want to be able to do Bamboo Town first. Yesterday, we got a spike of 656 people for Bamboo Town. My mouth dropped. I said, what, did the thing break? I look at it to see whether or not this is inconsistent. But I said, well, what happened? 656 people took the poll yesterday for Patricia DeVoe in Bamboo Town.
That's correct. And you know why?
I don't know why. You tell me why.
Patricia DeVoe is a very organized individual, extremely organized. Her track record speaks volumes of her. She has been the former...
People was calling me for her. Yeah. Nobody else did that. I tried to explain something to you.
I'm trying to say something to you.
People was calling me for her.
She is the former chairman of the branch for the PLP in Bamboo Town. She has labored. She has grown in the role, prepping herself, if no one else knew, for the day that she'll become the Member of Parliament for Bamboo Town.
And that day is upon her now.
What is also different about Patricia DeVoe is she lives in the constituency and has not left the constituency. She's a resident of Kennedy Subdivision. So she's always visible. Her team, every now and then, is on the ground. You'll see them walking around. And of course, many of the people who I grew up with, who are neighbors to Patricia, of mine, they support Patricia DeVoe. They have their little contracts and so forth. But the relationship that she has bridged is one that has stayed in the community. And so for those who are for her, are going to be for her, Those who are against her will be strong against her.
Well, there ain't much of the against her here.
No.
Ain't much of the against her
it's
here.
not a much.
Some of them in here.
Well, the polls have not really shown strong anyway. But the type of volume that Patricia DeVoe can command, do that overnight, you see the numbers for yourself. She can command that.
Let's get to it. 600 poll, 664 persons took the poll. We asked them the same questions that we asked everybody else. Did you vote in the last election? 98.8%. 656 said yes, we did. 8 people said no, we didn't. Are you planning to vote the next election? 652 people, right? 652 people indicated that we do plan to vote in the next election, and 12 persons said that we're not going to be voting in the next election, okay? So we can be able to see the increase only by 4 persons in this particular state. And so we asked them, the majority of persons who've actually voted for her is between the ages of 18 and 55. 18 and 55, with a significant chunk of persons being able to do that. Let's get to it. MP visibility. We asked those persons whether or not you've been able to see your member of parliament as he or she been visible and accessible since the last general election. 641 persons says yes, she has. 641 persons out of the 664 says yes, she has. 23 people said no, I ain't see her. 23 people.
Well, those 23 people don't go to branch meetings. Or they don't. She's not walking around.
They call me. They say, Howard,
she does visit.
The branch meeting had over 200 people in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
The night before.
She's organized. I keep saying to you, she is organized. So when she calls, she's not just saying to people, listen, we have a poll. She can get a list of people. She can put her 10 people in place and listen, call all these people, let them know we're doing a poll, call in or text in or go online and participate. And overnight, she can command 7, 800.
This is the highest
that's what I'm
so
trying
far.
to say to you. This is Patricia DeVoe.
This is the highest so far.
Yes.
Now, Joe Beth had 497. That's heavy.
That's very strong.
497.
Yeah.
Everyone who did well gave me 200, almost 300. Joe Beth came 497. Okay? Patricia today, 664. This is crazy.
Well, let me say this to you, Howard. Do you think Patricia DeVoe says, Howard, you don't mind taking the poll late? Go online and take the poll from him, please. That ain't Patricia DeVoe. Patricia DeVoe is, you better get there and get the computer and go on a poll. That's Patricia DeVoe. That's the commander. She is in charge. She is organized. Everything is going to fall in line. She's not playing with you. This is serious business for her. This is the type of person that she is.
We asked those persons whether or not they've seen any community improvement since the last election. 639 indicated yes, we have, which is 96.2%. 25 persons says no, we have not. We asked them whether or not she's effective in being able to talk about the key issues like crime, unemployment, and social services. 639 again says yes, she is. 25 again says no, she has not. We asked them whether or not she's effective in her role and capacity. Now, she's not a minister, but she is this. We asked them whether or not she's effective in that role. Answered, yes, she is effective in that role and capacity. 95% indicates that she's effective in that capacity. We believe she is. And then we asked them, overall, are you satisfied with the MP's performance? 96% said, yes, we are.
See?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Some of her strengths is consistent engagement and high percentage of the voters turnout and engagement in the constituencies reflect a political active electorate, right? And openness to change. Historically, Bamboo Town has shown openness to both independent candidates, suggesting a constituency willing to evaluate
that is true.
Candidates on individual merit rather than strict party alliances.
That is true.
Okay?
That is
some of the
very
weakest stability in party loyalty. Bamboo Town's frequent party shift, potential instability in loyalty with constituents quick to switch base.
Oh, yeah.
On perceived effectiveness.
Right away.
All right? And then I asked them about impact, whether or not her positional impact. Okay, so the reason I asked this... And
I like these responses.
Right?
Very sharp.
Yeah. So the reason I asked it like this is because if we remember, Howson Moultrie came in on a wave in 2017 in Nassau Village, right? When he separated himself from the organization, I don't think he got 30 votes, if you can remember. I don't think he got 30 votes as an independent when he just left with all that agitation in Nassau Village.
Okay.
And so I wanted to ask them the impact of the speaker, right? And so let's read it. So it says, as Speaker, DeVoe's role could dilute her accessibility and attention to Bamboo Town. Constituents may feel her commitments as Speaker limit her advocacy for local issues. But the poll didn't indicate that. They only saying that could possibly be one of the weaknesses for her. she got to keep that in check, right? And so it goes on to talk about the threats that she has, political decline in popularity, as seen with the former speaker, Housen Moutri. Now, remember I said to y'all, I put this in ChatGPT, so it actually giving me information and just corners of the internet. So it says potential decline in popularity. As seen with former speaker Housen Moutri, the speaker's role made distant DeVoe from her constituents, possibly affecting her re-election prospects, and then national political shifts. Bambotown's historical fluctuation between the PLP and the FNM suggests that the constituency may shift again. We talked about this, being able to shift, to move with her. It suggests that the constituency may shift again, particularly if the national issues drive a significant political wave. And the overall analysis, Patricia DeVoe's role as a Speaker of the House of Assembly can be both an asset and a liability. While her visibility and authority on the national scale have increased, the demand of the Speaker position may limit her time and presence in Bambotown. Historically, the role of Speaker has constrained MPs' ability to remain deeply connected to their constituents. As seen in the case of Housen Moutri and even Alvin and the other ones that I think
Alvin Smith,
and then Oswald in 2000 and I think 2007, right? And then you look at this, DeVoe's tenure as Speaker could place her in a similar position where her national responsibilities overshadow her local commitments. But that's not what we're seeing. So anyway, let's get to it. Constituency grade. Her constituency grade. Overall, her grade is a B. She got a B. She got a B. Now remember, we're not only grading on the number, we're also grading on the commitment and other things that we see across social media. Let's get the justification. Patricia DeVoe has generally maintained good visibility and accessibility. Her high satisfaction scores from her constituents, the few areas where she faced criticism, notably the Speaker's role potentially affecting her constituency's work, may impact the re-election and if not managed effectively. Nonetheless, her constituency engagement is commendable. Her constituency engagement is truly commendable, and her ability to connect with Bambotown residents remains strong. That DeVoe, as a Speaker of the House and the Member of Parliament for the constituency of Bambotown, she got a B, a solid B. I think that's very good. I want to be able to commend her on these particular things and getting them numbers all the way up. That is crazy. That is crazy. Guys, when we get back, we're going to dive into the conversation. The line's going to be wide open right after this.
Around town, it's a Friday evening. Bim, the people them tired of working. Lord, them hear the disco playing. Bim, it make them feel like dancing. Ain't no summer set. Brita will be greater with the disco operator.
For fast, reliable, and impactful printing services, look no further. Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life. We stand by our quality products that is second to none. Our affordable pricing and friendly, efficient staff makes Printmasters the ultimate choice for all your printing needs. We can deliver any type of printing services, from banners to booklets to business cards. You name it, we can print it.
Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
Great news! Ron's Electric Motors' new location on Cowpen Road, right next to Island Luck, is open Saturdays and Sundays. So for those needing repairs on electric motors, generators, welding machines, water pumps, battery chargers, electric lifts, transformers, and power tools, Ron's Cowpen Road location can have you up and... Don't forget, you can still visit Ron's Electric Motors on Wolf Road and Claridge Road, and now Ron's new location on Cowpen Road. Dial 356-0249 or 323-5267.
NASA, are you ready for November 2nd? Because we are ready!
Hi, this is KB, and I will be performing live.
Break and Scrape Explosion. Reloaded.
This is the one and only Don John letting y'all know that yours truly will be performing.
Oh yeah, this your boy, and I'll be performing live.
Keep the vibe alive, music group, and Alpha Sounds Promotion invites you to the biggest Rake and Scrape concert of the year.
And you thought they was gonna leave me out?
Saturday, November 2nd at Super Club Breezes Ground.
It's me, Mama D.
This is
is Wilfred Solomon.
Yo, it's your boy Ron.
It's your boy Elliot from the New Breed Band.
The biggest artist of the 242.
It's your boy Shine 242.
Hey, it's Sherrod Taylor.
It's your boy Johnny K. The Falcon Show guy. It's your boy DJ Rev.
It's me now, Funky D. This is your girl Nishi Al-As, a.k.a. Miss Loose Me.
Hey there, this is Freak on Beat.
Hey, this is Cheeto D, and I will be performing live.
Hey, it's me, Julian Belize. Tickets available at the Beauty Shack and BahamasEtickets.com. The countdown is on. Ray Can't Scrape Explosion. Best of the best.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Excuse me for the interruption. Boy, you reminded to say this coming Friday, and a police gonna over the lawn. You went to the man number one sound round town. And it's a Friday evening.
You know what's amazing to me? How people associate the depth of corruption like butter on every single piece of toast and potential that exists in our society. Everything got corruption in it. There's a Texas come through. It says, Howard, you know she paid them people to vote, right? Where she got this? If she paid them $1, you think it could pay $600 for that? That don't make no sense. No. That don't make no sense at all.
No, Patricia DeVoe, see, when a community meeting, she's not going to just have a community meeting. She's going to have food there. She's going to have drinks there. She can wine and dine on people. She's going to take good care of her people. I ran against her in the last election, but I knew the type of person that she was. She was not a threat to me at that particular time. I do know that she does make attempts to make things better. This is what she does. How well a job she is doing, she can only do as much as she could, as you rightly said, as the Speaker of the House. She is somewhat withheld from doing more, but currently I've gotten word on the streets, because I'm in there frequently, that she is touching base with the community, and her presence, I heard. Can more be done? Absolutely. Bamboo Town is a wave seat. Couldn't she possibly lose, according to a wave? Of course she could. If the Free National Movement was to come strongly, she could go with the wave of South Beach, Pinewood, Southern Shores, Golden Isles.
Where we stand today, 2024, October 25th, do you see the Free National Movement being able to set up for a wave?
Can we hold that until we talk about Kalani?
I like what you did there. I
didn't mean to answer a question with a question, but I am just waiting for Kalani. I love that question.
I like what you did there.
I would like to
Let me take a
that.
telephone call. Call on the line. Go ahead.
Hello.
Hi.
Howard, I understand you're dealing with Kalani today.
Yes, sir.
Well,
I ain't get to Kalani yet.
But Howard.
I only deal with Bamboo Town so far. When we get back, I can deal with Kalani.
Yeah, but I want to say a few things, if you don't mind.
You could say it after 1 o'clock break. We still dealing with Patricia. We only got a couple minutes before we get out of here. So please forgive me. Please forgive me. But when we get to Kalani, I will give it enough time. Everybody will talk about Kalani. Everybody will talk about Kalani.
Yeah, boy.
So when we get back and have the opportunity, we'll be able to do that. So I'll ensure that just let the producer know that you called, and I'll have you the first person out of the break, right? Next telephone call. Go ahead.
Mr. Grant Roseboroughs, and to Mr. Howard Grant. Mr. Howard Grant with a capital M-R period.
Okay. Thank you, my brother.
Oh, that's my brother. Go ahead. Go ahead, bro.
Man. Listen, I must call and give kudos to Madam Speaker, because, God, in last general elections, whereas Madam Speaker was elected as the MP for that area, she led the charge. Everything followed her, because the thing started in Bamboo Town, and she led the charge. She's always been a leader. She's had to fight for what she have. It wasn't given to her, by chance. She had to fight for that.
That is true.
She had to demand the respect that she has and everything. And like you said, she's always been a general from the time that I can remember, from a little girl. She came up through the ranks and everything, and she knows what it takes to do this stuff. And that's why she can conform to what it is that you're asking for, Mr. Grant. So I just want to say kudos to her and everything for leading in her peers.
That is true.
I just want to say, respect goes out to her for fighting for the rights that she knows she deserves and everything. She's a fighter, and everything, and from us and everything. And, may God continue to bless and empower her, as she charter her course through this political arena.
Thank you, my brother. Do appreciate your telephone call. Guys, the lines are wide open. This is a positive response for Bamboo Town. I did not expect this. Can I say that to you? The reason why is because I know the isolation associated with the elevation of becoming Speaker of the House. We saw that, and most recently, we saw that Housen Moutri, and not that he is the mark, but he's the most recent. He had really thrown himself entirely into this concept and idea of becoming the speaker. His agitation, his voice, ideas was all about the rule of law, what should happen from a constitutional standpoint, what's right, what's not right, how you should be able to separate the entities, how there should be a budget unto itself, This entirely, he was engulfed with the capacity as speaker. And as a result, the only thing that many members of Nassau Village was one pump that he put up. I mean, if you remember,
the red pump,
the red pump that he put up,
a jug pump,
right? So they felt that he wasn't necessarily being able to commit himself in those areas.
They felt disconnected.
It was disconnected.
But Patricia DeVoe, she's always been connected. This is what I'm saying. I'm not pulling for the PLP. I'm not pulling for the FNM in this situation. I'm simply saying the facts of me knowing her, that she is what you would call the poster child of any young person who has aspirations to enter the House of Assembly. She fought her way to get there, and she made it. And so it's a success story written already that she made it not only to the Member of Parliament for Bamboo Town, but she's also made it as one of the few female Speakers of the House in the history of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. She has done well. If she does not go any further in terms of a public role in Parliament, I can almost assure you that her commitment, however, to the community and commitment to her party will continue. This is the type person that she is. And so I'm not going, I too will just applaud her and say congratulations and continue being as strong as you possibly could.
Yeah.
But for me, this is a fair statement from Garth Roseborough. I have no horse in this race.
Let me take a next telephone call. Call on the line. Go ahead.
Yes, good day, gentlemen.
Hey, what's up, Pancho?
All is well. How you doing, Grant?
All is well, man.
Yes.
Good.
I just wanted to, I was reading yesterday in the Constitution on Article 46, which talks about the makeup of the House of Assembly and the definition of what is a member of Parliament. At 42, I recognize that we've never been taught the Constitution in schools or even in homes outside of me learning myself, that there has to be some type of interpretation, because we keep acting as if the only people that can represent us in Parliament is party. People that go to a party to then be elected for Parliament, but that's not what the Constitution says. The Constitution says that a person that is qualified to run. It tells us who is qualified and who's not qualified. It doesn't tell us what party we need to elect and what we've been doing all along in this nation. And then we fail to read the Constitution, where it specifically shows us evidence of how we can recognize when people are breaching the Constitution, even when we elect our MPs, member of Parliament. And I think now it needs to be, there's a disservice, even for radio personalities who continue to speak on election and government, but fail to bring reference from the Constitution so people could actually see in the future when they vote what's the right way to vote and who to vote for. So we could get off this party thinking that only PLP and FNM could make a difference in this country, when in fact party governance has failed us for 51 years. But we have never really shown or highlighted the impact or the benefits of independent representation in Parliament.
Angela, I think this is a complex conversation that I'd love to unravel. Now, the complexity for me is that we live in a conditioned state. This is the conditioning that we have. You have already justified with your have not been taught this. You had to seek out this knowledge and information. Okay. How did you get this information? You had to separate yourself to identify these things, grab hold of that and ingest it. How did everyone else become conditioned? They have ingested what has happened from a social media, or from a media standpoint, traditional and otherwise, for years. Now the question is, how do we now unravel this doing Do we do it with just being able to cut off entirely and tell people read, or do we do it with incremental market people to illuminate and say, hey, listen, I got to get deeper into this. I got to get deeper into that. I believe that's what the argument is with Anton having with me.
Well, could I read something, just a specific paragraph, very quickly?
I got 2 minutes. I only got 2 minutes, and I got to go to a break.
Go ahead. Enough time. Okay, listen. The members of the House shall be known as members of Parliament, and shall be persons. It doesn't say party. Shall be persons who, being qualified for election as members of Parliament in accordance with the provisions of the Constitution, of being so elected in the manner provided by any law. And so, with that said, what we have always had was a narrative of this party always making us feel that, oh, you have to pick an MP based on the party selection, when that's not what's supposed to be taught.
But what's supposed to be and what is two different conversations. In fact, they are on two different continents. There is a gulf that exists between what's supposed to be and what actually is.
Yes, but that's why I called, because I'm saying to you and God, hey, now is the time to change the narrative.
Yeah, but the tugboat of a conversation ain't going to pull the two continents together. We have to get through this together.
You're referencing, okay, you're talking about a debate on who should govern, why should they continue to govern, and we want to kind of kill the narrative thinking that only a party representation or candidate we should consider. I'm saying to you, now is the time to Google the Constitution and read and reference as a backup to your point, or opinions and statements of facts from the Constitution that can give viewers or listeners an opportunity to understand that you don't have to always go with the party, that you have to go and evaluate each constituent. So you now ask candidates to disclose themselves so we can push for debates, so people could now start to understand the plans of individuals, not just the party. Because we can all agree that party comes in and they still don't do nothing on the ground level from the constituency level, because the government or the leader of the party has his own agenda and they put party first.
I like it. All right, I got to go to a break. I thank you so very kindly for your contribution. I like what you're saying, but I think a lot of us think that there should be a supersession. How do we supersede what's happening to get to what should happen? That kind of sublimation, that doesn't happen. Not really. You have to take incremental steps to get to the other side. It was incremental steps to get to this side, and we got to take steps to get back to that side. When we get back, we can talk about it right after this.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news, intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversation. 96.9 FM.
For interruption, boy, come. Another quick reminder to say, this coming Friday, and please come over the lawn. You went to the man number one town round town. And it's a Friday evening. Bim! The people them tired of working. Lord, them hear the disco playing. Bim! It make them feel like dancing. Ain't no summer.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, 96.9 FM radio. At the moment that you all been waiting for, we get down to the big dogs to be able to identify these things. We are in the constituency of Killarney now. Let's get to it. And so we can give enough time to talk about it. Let me get to all these things and then give you the overview. Killarney constituency, located in western Nassau, New Providence, has been represented in the House of Assembly by Dr. Minnis of the Free National Movement since 2007. Known for its middle to upper class demographics, Killarney has shown consistent support for the Free National Movement over the past few decades. The overview examines the constituency's electoral history, fluctuations in support, and Dr. Minnis' performance and impact. 2002, Neville Wisdom was in this particular seat. Before it became Killarney, it was Delaport. And so you can be able to see that information there. 2007, Dr. Minnis enters the scene, first one in 2007 with a background as a physician and a business owner. He garnered trust among the constituents, known for his pragmatic approach and commitment to healthcare and economic development. He quickly became a popular figure in the constituency. 2012, despite the national shift to the PLP, Killarney constituency continued to support Dr. Minnis with a strong F&M alignment. His re-election underscored Killarney's loyalty to him and then to the Free National Movement. So to him and then to the Free National Movement, even during challenging times for the party nationally. 2017, Dr. Minnis led the Free National Movement to a landslide victory, becoming the Prime Minister. Kalani's strong voter turnout and significant margin for Minnis reflected constituents' confidence in his leadership and vision for the Bahamas. However, Minnis's tenure as Prime Minister was met with mixed reaction nationally, especially during COVID-19 pandemic. Kalani, however, largely continued to back him, seeing him as a dedicated and accessible member of parliament. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. In 2021, loss of the prime ministership, but retention of the seat. In 2021, Dr. Minnis lost the prime ministerial post, so the Free National Movement faced a significant defeat. Nonetheless, he retained his Kalani seat, indicating that persistent loyalty from his constituents who were supporting him first and then the Free National Movement. They supported him first. And so you see this persistent loyalty from the constituents. The win demonstrated that while this national popularity had waned, he maintained a solid base in Kalani. Ladies and gentlemen, you know that we had very low numbers for Kalani. Yesterday, we made the exact same call that we made to Bamboo Town, we made to Kalani, and it didn't change, not much, nothing to talk about. It gives me a good cross-section to be able to have a good conversation with you, but it didn't increase significantly at all. And if I can be honest with you, I am thoroughly disappointed because I expected better. I expected more, but I can say it. 24 people took the poll in Kalani. 24 people.
Let's hear what they said. I want to hear
24 people took the poll in Kalani. Let's get into it. All right. They voted. We asked those persons, 24 persons, whether or not they voted in the last election. 21 persons out of the 24 says, yes, we did vote. 2 persons says, nah, we didn't vote. 4 persons says, nah, we didn't vote. Okay. Okay. We asked those persons if you plan to vote in the next election. We see that 23 persons says, yes, we plan to vote in the next election. 1 person says, I don't think so, right? The majority of persons who've actually voted between the ages of 18 and 35, which is 5 people, 36 to 45, which is 7 people, and 46 to 55, which is 5 people. So those were the highest numbers we got out of that 24 people. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. So don't fight me. I'm just telling you what it is, all right? We asked those persons whether or not your MP has been visible and accessible. 18 persons out of the 24 persons indicated yes, he has. That's 75%. It says yes, he has. We asked those persons whether or not you've seen any community improvement since the last election. It's 19 people, which is 79.2%. Out of the 24 persons says yes, we have. I have seen some improvements in those areas. We asked whether or not he's effective, or your member of parliament is effective in key issues and being able to talk about those things. 19 persons says no, 19 persons says yes, he is effective, and 5 persons says that he's ineffective in that particular capacity. 19 persons says yes, he is effective, which is 79.2%, and 5 says no, he's ineffective. And then we asked whether or not he's effective in his ministerial capacity in those particular positions. Now, this is 50-50 because he doesn't necessarily have a ministerial post right now. He doesn't have a ministerial post right now. So this is 50-50, 12 and 12. And then we all asked overall whether or not you're satisfied with him in this particular capacity, and overall the satisfaction for the member of parliament in this particular stead is percent. So 18 persons, 75% out of the 24 said that we are satisfied with him. Let's talk about this. Analysis on Dr. Hubert Minnis in Kalani. Proven track record. That's one of his strengths. He's a proven track record. Dr. Minnis has shown a consistent commitment to Kalani retaining the seat despite significant national shifts and challenges to his leadership. He's always been accessible and responsive. A majority of the constituents view him as a visible and engaged, which reflects well on his grassroots or the base of his connection to Kalani, right? And then he's a national influence. That's his strength. His experience as former prime minister and senior member of the Free National Movement gives him leverage in addressing constituency and national issues. Well, once again in the F&M, because they really didn't tell him. You're going to address it. Jesus God. Anyway, so weakness, right? Polarizing national stance, right? The handling of the COVID-19 pandemic and other policies during his tenure as prime minister may have eroded some support among constituents who were disillusioned with the national leadership style. That's a weakness. Another weakness is that reduced ministerial role. Without a current ministerial position, his influence on national policies is limited, which could impact his ability to advocate for Kalani's needs effectively. Some of the opportunities to be able to rebuild and connect with more time to focus on local issues. Dr. Minnis has the opportunity to re-engage his constituency and address specific community concern. And the other one of the opportunities that exists for him is to leverage national experience locally. His background as a former can enhance Kalani's development through his network and knowledge of governmental processes.
Of course.
That's a good one. I like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some is that the threat is the potential for declining support. That's a threat that he has. That's a threat that's looming. His position as a non-ministerial MP may reduce his appeal over time. That's heavy. His position as a non-ministerial MP may reduce his appeal over time, as constituents may seek a representative with active governmental influence. Now, remember, we talked about the fact that this is an upper middle class area. Some of the challenges in his demographics, this is a threat. The changes in his demographic. As younger voters emerge, they may be shifts in political alignment, especially if the younger generation seeks fresh perspective of different leadership approaches. Let's get to this. The member of parliament for Kalani, after we've assessed all the numbers and identified these things, took into account all that we did, the constituency grade for the former Prime Minister, Dr. Hubert Minnis, is a B+.
Okay.
Is a B+ out of Kalani.
Okay.
Is a B+ out of Kalani. And as we look at it, you say Dr. Minnis has shown significant commitment and engagement in Kalani, maintaining visibility and addressing constituency issues. While some dissatisfaction exists, a strong majority supports his effort, viewing him as an effective local MP.
So now, Patricia DeVoe, 600 plus participants, B+. Dr. Hubert Alexander Minnis abroad currently with what, 20-something votes?
24.
24 participants, B+. Okay.
Now, let me tell you why. Remember, Patricia doesn't have the history that Dr. Minnis has.
I'm saying to you, still a B+.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So what I did and how we amalgamated the system is that we did this from 2002.
Well, you know, before your callers, Howard, light this line of fire. Let me say what I think. Hubert Alexander Ingram is a former party leader, former prime minister, and former member of parliament. Hubert Alexander Minnis is the same. In the last convention where you blessed me to participate with the foundation at the convention, we saw the emergence of two former prime ministers come forward. Their presence, their influence, everything was there. The current leadership has never been a former prime minister. He's been a former member of parliament, not a former prime minister. It seems to me, Howard Grant, that this current leader of the Free National Movement is suffering from mass interference from these previous prime ministers, both of them. And if he cannot take control of himself as a current leader, he will never be a future leader. Hubert Alexander Ingram is to be respected as such. Hubert Alexander Minnis needs to be respected as such. Were they both perfect? Absolutely not. Did they make errors? Absolutely. Were there some things about each of those previous prime ministers that we cannot appreciate? Absolutely. But the one thing that I know for certain today, Howard Grant, if you touch any of those previous former prime ministers to their own detriment, your party cannot win the next upcoming general election. I tell you that. Today, if I were the current leader, I would not touch the person of Hubert Alexander Minnis. It would not bode well for the party. In terms of the unity that you need, the strength that you need, this is no time for dollhouse politics within your party. This is time for you to find ways to amend, ways to respect, ways to encourage, ways to energize, ways to work together if you have any intention of winning this election or even the one thereafter, because as Howard Grant rightly said here on 96.9 FM, the foundation, we cannot see a future leader in the FNM at this current time. Where is that person other than what you now presently have? Who is the person that we're looking forward to? Who's sitting on the bench? The PLP has a wide bench prepared for leadership.
We could see 6 people who could be leader in the PLP right now. I can call it right now.
So tell me about the FNM leadership bench and Howard Grant.
Well, there's one current leader.
Okay.
Current leader who has gone through a significant push to ensure that he can retain this position. And just through perception, just through observation, not necessarily having anything internally and knowing anything internally in the organization, it seems as though with the utterances that came from Minnis most recently, as that the council on all these particular persons did not allow him or does not allow him an opportunity to speak, it seems as though that the former leadership is being sort of muzzled. Right?
They were. That's during the time of our dear friend.
This is only observation and based upon what Minnis say. Not that I say. It seems as though he's being muzzled.
He was.
And not allowed to be able to articulate his posture because they know that there is strength and influence in his position. And the only way that they could ensure that Minnis is not a threat is not, there's sort of an idea of being able to throw over the cart as it relates to moving towards the next general election. For whatever they've devised, Minnis has to be quiet. And I believe, this is just me, this is Howard, I believe that this is a level of frustration that they're trying to levy upon him so he can quit, take his Georgie bundle, and go
Not going to happen. If I may say this, Howard Grant, I was present at the Kalani
calculated.
meeting. Yeah, I know it is calculated, but I was at the Kalani meeting when I first saw a new Minnis. And I'm not paid to speak for Minnis, or I'm not just an advocate for Minnis. I'm just simply saying that he was making personal improvements about himself. His speech changed, the same way that Brave Davis's speech has now changed for better. It seems more glowing. They're more confident. And so when I made mention of that on another show, the threat of Minnis returning as a party leader was imminent. And so what was done in terms of that whole debacle of speaking at associate meetings in Garden Hills, etc., was simply to muzzle him as they raced towards this convention.
Minnis will never be the party leader of the Free National Movement again.
Right. So he was racing towards this leadership situation for convention. Done. And so what they did is they said, you know what, we have to lock this fella down. What I'm saying, Howard Grant, that's inside politics. That's inner party politics. That's FNM politics. So what I'm saying is that as long as you have this issue, you cannot be successful and you cannot be victorious. There is no future for Minnis, as you said. And if there's no future for Minnis, there's no future for the FNM at this current time. Yeah, until you show me someone who is able to unite the factions of the Free National Movement enough to cause a surge to attract new people to the FNM to overcome the Progressive Labour Party.
Michael Pintas not doing that?
How are you doing that? You see that? Where?
No,
I see division. I see a schism. I see divisiveness. I see ego. I see nonsense. That's what I see, a bunch of nonsense.
Now, hold on now. Now, if you want to be honest and fair to all parties, that's what we saw with Minnis also. Minnis has gradually shown us a totalitarian concept as he became, really embodied this position as leader in the Free National Movement. In fact, even the totalitarian himself, which is Hubert Ingram, has identified a more ironclad posture in Minnis, as he said, well, he don't even talk to me no more. So Minnis has become really separate and elevated himself in leadership, and he was viewed in a particular light in the organization. So you can't just say for Michael Pintard that you're seeing schisms and you're seeing divisiveness and you're seeing these particular things. That existed with Minnis also.
So I'm saying to you
in fact, it may have been concentrate.
But you notice that we're talking about the personalities of the party and not the organization itself. People.
Yeah.
You've been talking about 3 people in a whole entire organization, and these very same 3 people are going to cause a whole organization to fail.
Now let's be clear with this, and let's be honest. I think sometimes we have a tendency to be able to look through the lens of one aspect, but not understanding that this is a prism, and there are elements that we need to incorporate.
Correct.
The idea of what happens here is this. The organization takes on the spirit of the leader. That's just what it is.
Well, and we
That's just what it is.
And it's going to cost
That's just what it is.
It's going to cost you.
Okay?
It's going to cost you.
The PLP has taken on the spirit of Brave Davis right now. Okay? This kind of productivity, Brave Davis is ensuring that he could be able to shift and put people strategically in positions that could get to the type of productivity that he envisions. That's what this idea of being able to serve to the pleasure of the Prime Minister is all about.
Oh, yeah.
To be used to get to the objective of what the vision is. That's what it is.
The vision.
So, in the organization of the Free National Movement, they are going through, and it's far too long, it's taken too long. They are going through this sort of a purging process to identify. Let's see.
I like it, but you're right. It's taking too long.
This is a deep conversation.
But let's have this. Let's talk about this.
Because they have those persons in the organization. Watch this. When you start to read about this sort of an idea that existed in Kalani, people voted for Minnis in Kalani.
And they still will.
And they still will vote for They didn't vote for the Free National Movement.
No.
They voted for Minnis.
Okay.
Okay, now watch me.
My God.
Watch me.
Tell them to turn the air conditioner up.
As a result of being able to vote for Minnis, they accept his posture, position, his views, his ideas, his theology, so forth and so on.
He couldn't do no wrong.
And then they move in with Minnis.
Yes.
The Free National Movement has yet to divorce themselves of the idea of what Hubert Ingram, see, I getting deep with you.
Go there. I with you. Go there.
Hubert Ingram's FNM. They still exist in the organization.
And see, what's aggravating me,
You
Howard
got
Grant?
Cecil people in the organization. You got Hubert Ingram people in the organization. Now you got Minnis people in the organization. And now Pintard is seeking
his own people.
He's seeking a base.
His own sheep.
He's seeking a base.
And what I'm saying is that right now the Progressive Labour Party is sitting there doing whatever they want to do, and there's no one to challenge them. There's no one to do anything other than to allow the government to have their way.
But what happened?
There's no opposition.
See, the same issue happened in the PLP.
The longer the effort them take us, the more certain issues will not be addressed in this country.
The same issue happened in the PLP. Glennis was going for leadership. Alfred was going for leadership. Obi wanted to get to leadership when he was with us. Who else?
But you know what Mother Pratt said in 2000. I tell you what time it was 2011. I went to a convention with them. I think it was 11 thereabout. She said the PLP is like tea.
Okay, just right. Watch me. And Fred was trying to get to leadership. All of these people were trying to get to leadership.
Put the tea bag in the water.
And when leaders emerged and came together in their conclave, they say, put your aspirations aside.
That's it.
Brave is the leader.
That's it.
And what they
come together
and put it aside.
And you're drinking
that
tea.
has not happened, and it will not happen in the Free National Movement as long as we have a living, breathing monarch, which is Hubert Alexander Ingram. It ain't gonna happen.
So let me ask you a good question.
Ain't gonna happen.
I know. In your mind, do you believe that Hubert Alexander Ingram wants the Free National Movement to lose in 2026?
No. I think
you don't want them to lose?
I think he's indifferent with whether or not they win or lose. His language in the last election indicates that he seeks more balance for a more productive democracy as opposed for a political organization thriving over another.
What kind of political language is Howard?
That's exactly what he did. His entire posture when he went to the by-elections indicated, hey, listen, next go around, it's too expensive to be able to have a supermajority. It's too expensive to have these particular things. Next go around, we want you to be able to decipher and identify these people in various constituencies and make a better choice for balance in the country as opposed to just voting.
So the conversation,
this is what he said.
So the conversation with you and Mr. Leonard Sands and myself, when Leonard said to both of us, you want me to tell you what he said? He given it to the PLP. Now, how you feel? If you continue in this particular rhetoric and this particular behavior as an organization, you might as well don't even run in the next election.
And
all this balance and talk, you talking, ain't no balance in this. It's victory or loss. That's all these people
care about. Yeah, but as a young man, you can say that. As a young man, I can say that. We only can see the victory at the end of the tunnel. But the truth of the matter is that for the greater good of democracy, we need there to be balance so we wouldn't have problems with people leaving the country. We wouldn't have problems with people even will have children. We wouldn't have problems with the fact that a bunch of dumb men in the House of Assembly. We wouldn't have these problems because now we have balance and people could move and take care of their jobs accordingly. I got to take this quick break. Guys, quick break. Going to be right back after this.
Lord, them hear the disco playing. Bim! It make them feel like dancing. Rocha, man. And me see you black on the microphone.
Attention Marco's Pizza lovers in Freeport and to our Cable Beach customers. We have heard you. Marco's $10 carry-out, one large, one topping pizza is now available at all locations. That's right. Whether you live out east, west, central, south, or in Freeport, Marco's has you covered. Call in or today. Marco's is getting bigger and better by the moment. This unbeatable deal is available for a limited time only.
The Grand Bahama News is available every Tuesday in the Nassau Guardian. You can buy your local paper at Freeport convenience stores, Western Bakery, De Gregory's Fine Foods, and Bellevue Gifts. Now is the time to reach your Grand Bahama Market with affordable packages, including print and digital. Call GB News sales representative Kavandre at 822-6717 or message him on WhatsApp for ad rates. Classified ads are now available every Tuesday as well. Keep up with everything Grand Bahamian every Tuesday in the Nassau Guardian.
Get ready for an exciting October with National Public Service Week. Join us for a fun-filled week of the community spirit and celebration. Kicking things off October 17th, the Family Feud Night at Anethol Rogers High School at 6 p.m. Bring your family and compete for some fantastic prizes. Then you don't want to miss the Golden Oldies and Old School Dance Friday, October 25th, 8 p.m. happening at the Ministry of Public Service and Ministry of Health Veranda and Lower Terrace. Let's groove to the classics. Ready for Fall Jamboree on Saturday, October 26th and Saturday, November 2nd, starting at 9 a.m. at the Blue Hills Sporting Complex. On Sunday, October 27th, join us for a meaningful church service at Bahamas Harvest JFK, 11 a.m. And then, of course, we're going to honor our retirees Monday, October 28th at 10 a.m. for the retirees recognition ceremony and reception at Government House. Curious about your future? You don't want to miss the career fair on Tuesday the 29th and Wednesday the 30th at the Kendall G.L. Isaacs Gymnasium. Ah, boy, we can't forget the float parade. November 1st, departing at 9 a.m. from Arawaki. Show your colors and celebrate with us. This is National Public Service Week 2024.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Excuse me for the interruption.
Coming straight back, ladies and gentlemen, lines wide open. Call on the line, go ahead.
Hi, Howard, how are you?
I'm fantastic.
I'm okay. I mean, you've been holding me now for a little bit.
It's you waiting.
Yeah. I am calling really because of the actions of the leader of the Free National Movement over the last couple of days.
Okay.
And I am wondering whether or not he understands that he is leader of the Free National Movement and ought not to worry himself about Dr. Minnis.
Mm. You think that's what his concern is, Dr. Minnis?
Dr. Minnis is a former prime minister. He's a former leader. And the current leader should have been in a position today where he would have been able to feed from both former prime ministers in the country today. But he has chosen to denigrate one and to try and hold on the other one's coattail. That's not going to work. You know, all of the things that he has said about Dr. Minnis in the last couple of days about not attending council, not being able to speak is true. Hubert, Michael Pentard put a leash on Dr. Minnis. You cannot speak for the Free National Movement. How is it you can have the fellow who was your boss, gave you a job, and he's sitting in your presence? You ought to be careful how you deal with him. Okay? Let us say at the beginning of Michael's tenure as leader, First thing, he became elected as leader. And then you know what he did? He told Dr. Minnis, I don't need you. You can't speak in the FNM no more.
But isn't Dr. Minnis getting a taste of his own medicine?
I don't...
it pertains to Hubert Ingram.
And that's the same thing Hubert Ingram he said to him?
No.
In so many words, he said the Ingram era is over. In so many words.
After he's indicated that the Ingram era is over, we heard Hubert Ingram say, man, we was good friends. Talk to me.
Howard. Hubert Ingram said to the country on the floor of the House of Assembly, I am finished with public life.
Okay.
I am going home to enjoy myself. That is what he said. Yes. I am finished with public life. Mm-hmm. Dr. Minnis said no such thing. He got reelected for Kalani, and he said, I am going to represent Kalani. That is what I'm going to do. But the advantage that Mr. Pintard had that he refused to use, at the first convention, he should have used Dr. Minnis as a person to take him in.
Wow.
Introduce me to my convention, Dr. Minnis.
He didn't need that. And why did that? But if we can talk about this, let's be honest. He did not need Dr. Minnis to do that.
No?
No, he didn't.
Why?
He already had Hubert Ingram doing it for him.
Well, but Ingram didn't.
Of course he did.
He didn't.
Yes, he did. The electorate, watch me.
If he did, and he did it sufficiently,
June
Michael
1st
Pintard would not have been on the radio yesterday talking about Dr. Minnis.
Michael Pintard is the leader of the Free National Movement.
Yes.
Victorious 3-1 over Minnis, a former leader of the Free National Movement. People have voted for Michael Pintard who don't know him, never talked to him yet, because of the relationship of Hubert Ingram.
So then.
He doesn't need a secondary leader. If he has a leader in Hubert Ingram that supports him, and he could get all the support.
Why is it then he is trying to bury Dr. Minnis? Why is he so concerned about Dr. Minnis speaking to the public?
I don't know whether or not that. I don't think that we could put those kind of heavy allegations that he's trying to bury him. I don't know whether or not that's.
Can I answer that?
That's what's happening. Go ahead.
The reason why that occurred was because the threat of Minnis returning as leader was imminent. You saw the movement taking place.
Minnis can never return as a leader of the Free National Movement.
It doesn't matter.
They have signed, sealed, and delivered it. Thank you so much for your telephone call, my brother. I do appreciate you. I got to be able to. It's people cussing you out right now. People cussing you out right now, my brother. Everybody know his voice. And they cussing me right now and saying he's bitter, so forth and so on, all over my cell phone right now. I tell you right now. I can show it to you. Let me take the next telephone call. Caller, go ahead.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How you doing?
Mr. Rosborough.
Hey, bro.
Good afternoon. Let's get back to the polling, Howard.
Go ahead.
I think you're being a little disingenuous with the polling. Explain to you why I said that.
Okay.
There's almost 8,000 voters in Kalani constituency.
Okay.
One of the largest constituency in the Bahamas.
Okay.
And you can tell me only 24 persons.
That's exactly what I can tell you. I tell you, and I gave you the prerequisite. I said to you, I was astonished.
Yes, but I'm saying to you, if Dr. Minnis has that popularity that he so claims he still have, you can tell me only 24 persons could have done the polling?
That only 24 people do the polling.
Huh?
Only 24 participants did the
but
polling.
I'm saying to you, if he is still that popular in the constituency of Kalani, you trying to tell me his comrades or his persons who work with him couldn't get more people?
I thought they could have. I was thoroughly impressed with what happened.
You still gave him a B+.
I didn't give him nothing. Why don't you? I don't want you to put that on me.
You said yourself on the radio. I heard you, and your co-host in the studio heard you. You said a B+.
I said to you, I appreciate your telephone call. Okay, so I think a lot of persons believe that I put in this letter on these things. I am not doing that. Okay. I don't think you understand technology. I'm not going to fight you. I am explaining to you with all transparency and honesty. I could do it in real time for you on the television if you want me to. I don't give nobody no grade. I give the stipulations, I give the stories, I give the numbers, and I feed them. My system generates a grade based upon all the information over the internet and the numbers that I've put in there. That's why I could tell you. You think I've gone back and looked for all these stories of Dr. Minnis? I didn't do that.
And this is why, Howard Grant, I said to you that if you
Does ChatGPT do this for me?
Look at the difference, Howard Grant, in the caller response between Patricia DeVoe and Dr. Minnis. There's a clear divide in terms of the political psyche. And I'm saying to you once again, it would not bode well for the organization to allow, as you said, for this to linger any further. You need to find a way as the leader to end the saga. It has to end. You cut out the cancerous cells if you must. And all respect to people who are suffering from cancer. We're praying for you, wishing you well. But cut out the sickness, cut out the illness, heal the nation, heal the land, heal your party. It's the only way that you'll be victorious.
I don't know if we haven't. I think I don't see these things as everybody else sees this. I don't see this like this. I don't see Michael Pintard focusing his efforts on Hubert Alexander Minnis. I don't see that. Okay, I need to have an honest conversation with you, and I want to be able to be transparent with you. Michael Pintard doesn't have a base in the Free National Movement. He hasn't amalgamated enough persons to was based upon the proximity that he had and the support that he had from former leadership in the Free National Movement. Hubert Ingram still has his base in the organization. There are people in the organization still asking Hubert Ingram to come back today, right now.
Okay, hold a second,
right
Howard.
now.
You said he got his strength from a former leader.
Which is Hubert Ingram.
In order to create a space. So why didn't he choose Minnis?
No.
A former leader's a former leader.
You don't choose these things, sir.
Okay, so explain that.
I
want you to be meticulous here and tell the people what's going on.
You don't choose these things.
Don't skip the
steps.
steps.
You don't wake up and say, I'll be leader. I make a choice of who are going to be able to be my mentor and who's going to support me. That doesn't happen like that.
That didn't happen.
Mentors come to you. I can't tell you what happened. I'm saying to you what should happen. Mentors come to you and say, I think that there is leadership capability in you. I want to be able to see this in you. I want to be able to do this. Hey, have you considered this? Have you considered this? Have you considered this? And then after you continuing to yield to this mentor, next thing you know, you find yourself in a leadership position with the support of the person who has been empowering you and advising you over the course of this time.
Okay.
That is where Hubert Ingram was and is, I believe, to Michael Pintard.
Okay.
Michael Pintard, Shivago Lang, and all those particular young people who were part of the cabinet. Don't forget, Michael Pintard ran against Brave. Michael Pintard ran against Perry. Michael Pintard had been in the trenches for a long time in the Free National Movement, and he came up through the ranks.
Mm-hmm.
This is prior to the entry into politics of Hubert Ingram. I'm Hubert Minnis. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Michael Pintard has a relationship with Hubert Ingram. And as a result of that relationship and the transition that happens in these, had to make a decision who he supports, whether it was going to be a former leader who he say, don't even talk to me. We was good friends. We used to go out all the time, talk to this. Next, and he don't talk to me no more. Or to this person who is always saying, boss, what do you think I should do? Mr. Ingram, do you think that this makes sense? So forth and so on. Ingram made the right choice for what he believes the Free National Movement needs for the next dispensation.
But Mr. Pintard served as the Minister of Agriculture under Hubert Alexander Minnis. That was his boss. That's what this caller was saying.
And I think that is one of the things that that's one of the things. Okay, so this guy says to me the other day, we was out right there when we was at the F&M headquarters. Mm-hmm. We was at the F&M not the F&M headquarters, the F&M convention.
Right.
This guy walks up to me and say, Howard, I can be your boss. This is what you remember. You was right there. And I laugh and I smile because I don't have no boss.
Uh-huh.
I don't have no boss. I don't work for nobody. This is a contractual obligation that I've taken on, and being able to do these things, I manage this myself. But people need to feel superior and say that they're your boss. Michael Pintard's boss is the people of Marco City. Boss is the people of Marco City. Now, if you want to talk about this sort of an idea where you serve at the pleasure of the Prime Minister from a ministerial standpoint, yeah, you got another opportunity to be able to do those things. But as it relates to who truly hired you to be in that space is the people of Marco City.
So who's the boss of Michael Pintard now? I mean, other than Marco City? Does he have a second boss?
You're getting deep with this conversation. I got to take a commercial break. Let me take my commercial break, guys. I'll be right back after this.
We come under the great reminder to say, this coming Friday. And please come over the lawn. You went to the man number one town round town. And it's a Friday evening. Bim! The people them died of working.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
The Whopper with cheese at Burger King Nassau has never tasted so good. It's made with 100% flame grilled beef that's juicier, topped with fresh ingredients as usual, and even fluffier buns. Get a regular Whopper with cheese combo for only $9, including VAT, and enjoy a Whopper that's bigger, better, and tastier. The only place to get your Whopper with cheese combo is at Burger King Nassau, where it's grill time anytime.
Love the show? Want to give your support? Become a sponsor today. Call 302-2300 for our rates and packages. That's 302-2300. Become a sponsor on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Smart Talk all day.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Excuse me for my interruption, but you come and a quick reminder to say this coming Friday, and please come over the lawn.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. These couple of minutes. Let me see if I can go to the telephone line up. Call on the line that's live. Go ahead.
Mr. Grun.
Hi.
Good afternoon. I believe Mr. Pental boss, Mr. Ingram. Mr. Ingram, run your party now. Michael may be the figurehead. So you got Mr. Ingram people and you got Menace people. Mr. Pental is in between the little mutt that is falling behind him. If he don't do as what Mr. Ingram say, he'll be like Dr. Menace. and if he don't do what, and if Menace don't have his way, then Menace people gonna stick with Menace. Mr. Pental is between a rock and a hard place. All he need to do is make some hard decision, and if they don't accept that the next time, you understand me?
Wow.
All you have to do, just quit. That's all you have to do, because you cannot be controlled. If you're the leader, some hard decision you have to make, you have to worry about what Mr. Ingram going to say. Then you have to worry, you have to please Dr. Menace. You can't run no organization like that. Always
But
remember,
is that truly what you believe is happening?
Mr. Ingram said he won Dwayne Sines as Prime Minister.
Okay.
And Dwayne Sines is right there, just watching
Okay.
and playing innocent.
Okay.
You understand me?
Okay. So I won't get to this. Let's talk about base. The base of the organization initially, Cecil Wallace Whitfield. Okay. Ingram came in the 90s, right? And the very early 90s, I think in 90, right? It was in 90, right? When he came in, he has an infectious personality, very gravitating. People, he's like a magnet. People come to him not based upon his. He is really, a sweetheart, right? And he's a colloquial sweetheart. He doesn't try to make his words fit what you believe about him. He is who he is, and he presents himself accordingly. He has sort of a significant discernment about him. It's like he was born to do this as it relates to leadership. Ingram is very good. And I think people recognize that whether they could put their finger on it or not, they realize that qualities in leadership is unmatched in our society. And so they continue to be able to shower Menace with accolades. Every single time people see that, no matter if people dislike him, they go with what he says. And he only solidified that in 1997 when he said, I said what I mean, and I mean what I say. When he said that, people had to take that. They digested that. They say, has he said what he meant? Did he mean what he say? Can we trust him?
Before you take the next call, Howard, Ingram was a leader. Period.
You can't say was.
But he still is a leader. But he also was a good manager. as a prime minister. He's leader and manager. Today, we're faced with people who are just simply managing. This is the difference.
But I'm saying to you, let me get to this. I'm saying to you, because of his magnetic nature, leadership capability, management, he has grown a significant base in the organization.
Of course.
A significant base. And every single dispensation, every 5 years, that grows more. Young people who never see him before go to a rally and hear him speak and how people react to him, it grows more. It keeps growing. As long as he lives, he will have that expansion of people supporting him in his leadership in this country, Free National Movement and PLPs for Hubert Ingram.
But I'm saying that to you. A leader is followed. A manager can be replaced. People follow leaders. People don't follow managers.
Now watch me, and I get into this telephone call. Because of that enormous base for the Hubert Ingram in the Free National Movement, it's an enormous base. Mm-hmm. It's an enormous base. When Minnis came in, he recognized that he couldn't chip away at this base. The only persons he was able to garner is persons who rejected by Hubert Ingram. Let's get somewhere. People who felt that their potential was never met by being able to support Hubert Ingram recognized that they have been identified and acknowledged by Hubert Minnis, and they became loyalists to Hubert Minnis.
Can I ask a question quickly, as you take this caller? Do you feel that at any time Hubert Minnis felt that Hubert Ingram was a mentor?
Of course he did.
Did you not see some behavioral patterns that Minnis exercised while being Prime Minister that was almost similar to that of Hubert Alexander Ingram?
Of course.
So it was bought by the people for Hubert Ingram, but we never bought that same attitude from Hubert Minnis. Similar personalities. When Minnis was rude to the press, Ingram wasn't necessarily rude. He just simply was firm. We took what Minnis said as being rude. And so it was just about perception of the public as to who we actually dealing with. We were dealing with different times, different persons. Right now, that same Michael Pintard, what is his personality now? What would you say about him in terms of his leadership? Is he as firm as Hubert Ingram? Is he Hubert Minnis? Or is he simply just nonchalant or trying to feel his way through?
Michael Pintard's objective at this particular point is to find a base in the organization.
How do you do that?
Okay. I'm trying to explain to you right now, if the rejects of Hubert Ingram have amalgamated themselves and became yes men for Hubert Minnis, then where is Michael's base?
That's what I'm saying to you.
The people around Michael, a great deal of them, they still have linkage and the remnants of their affiliation with prior leadership.
But Mr.
And still, many of them going back to those prior leaders and saying, this is what Michael did, this is what Michael didn't do, boss, you got to talk to Michael, so forth and so on. This is what's happening in the organization.
But he said he has 80% of the F&M under his thumb. That's what he has said. He said, Michael Pintard, he says he has a great deal of control over the Free National Movement. He said that.
He is the leader of the organization.
Yes.
People will continue to genuflect to the leadership of the organization until Hubert Ingram shows up on the convention floor and he say, Tommy, well, you know, that's it. And now you move back.
So before you go to your caller, are you anticipating that Hubert Alexander Ingram will once again return before 2026?
No, I don't believe that would happen. No, I don't believe that would happen.
He's not going to show his face for the next general election.
No, he'll support. I think, if I'm going to be honest, I believe that he's going to lend a lot of support to Dr. Dwayne Sands to being able to find a seat and retain that particular seat. He can have to be able. You can't show up late. You better show up early with him. Not the bad way. Let me take the next telephone call. Call her quick. Go ahead, call her quickly. Next telephone call. Caller, go ahead.
Hey, Howard, could you just recap what the outcome of the polling was today?
B plus for
Patricia DeVoe.
Yeah, Patricia DeVoe, she got a solid B in Bamboo Town and a B plus for Dr. Minnis in Kalani, right? Now, like I said, I don't want you all to believe that I have a computer. That's not what's happening. I generate this information and it spits out an answer for me. I pop the information in there, the raw data, all these particular things, and then it spits out these things. Remember, we're dealing with the 22nd century artificial intelligence that's actually being able to go across the internet and identify stories like these and then grade the members accordingly. All this history that I'm reading, I did not type this. I need you to understand. Go look up what ChatGPT does. I didn't type this information. Wow. I only said, tell me about this, give me a historic overview, and I had to frame it. I said, don't go too far back. Go within 2002 to to present day.
Okay.
And that's what they did.
So, as you're closing, Bamboo Town, what's the chances you think of re-election with all of the data that you've gotten so far over your polling? With the entire PLP in terms of the grades.
It's hard to say because
sits.
the Free National Movement hasn't come out with dynamism just yet. The Free National Movement hasn't given us dynamism.
So Bamboo Town right now looks safe to you?
Bamboo Town in the
Right
current
now,
position, in its
looks
current
safe, looks
position,
safe.
this is 2024.
Yes.
October.
Yes.
In its current position, Bamboo Town seems to be safe.
Okay.
At this
Kalani,
particular time.
safe
right?
or unsafe?
At this time, Kalani seems to be safe.
For Menace?
For Menace.
But what about the party?
For which party? For the Free National Movement?
Yeah.
There has already been these kind of rumors floating about, and I already then sent it to Brand to ask whether or not Menace, and I have to say this on here because I thought it was wild. Menace, are y'all planning to go back to the DNA? And Branwell said, absolute foolishness, Howard. This is garbage, right?
Okay.
And so he rejected that idea entirely. And then we start to kind of figure out, Menace has already exposed himself and shown himself to be top tier pinnacle of leadership in this country, whether you like it or you dislike it.
Correct.
He is the former prime minister of this country.
That's what I said.
And because of being able to taste that level of victory, I don't know whether or not he could be able to eat this quote unquote humble pie in this kind of a posture and position.
So you don't see him sitting as a member of parliament in Kalani under the leadership of Michael Pintard?
I think pride, ego, and this sort of defiance to just being able to acquiesce to what he believes that those who oppose him wants within the Free National Movement. I believe that him in that particular position is defiance.
That's the flip
but
side.
I don't believe that there is any value in being able to do that. What I believe that he should do, if I was Menace, me personally, Menace is a rich man. He's an exposed man. He's a well-connected man. He understands these particular things, and being able to identify the next generation of leadership, whether independent, whether FNM, whether PLP, pulling that person close and being able to introduce him or her to Kalani, supporting that person and being able to stand behind them and passing that baton, it will be truly impressive. And being able to see that next generation and being able to do some things like that, as opposed to him taking on this position to be able to fight the party that was.
You was on a job interview just now, like you are a potential candidate.
No
for such.
way.
That's the way it sounded. It came across like, you pick somebody, you pour into them.
That's what you got to do.
support them financially.
But that's what Hubert Ingram did with him in so many ways. We only understood that after Hubert Ingram did that with him. That's what Hubert Ingram has done with Michael Pintard in so many ways. Hubert Ingram has done that with so many other leaders, that he poured into them and mentorship pours out of them. That's just what it is. That's just what you cannot find yourself elevated. You cannot find yourself going to another tier in this country, political and otherwise, unless you have a guide. Let's just be very clear.
Hubert Ingram poured into so many people.
Now,
right?
let's be clear.
Yeah.
You cannot get through the gates of the city before you step. You have to go before those guards that sit before the gate. Whoever those guards, those men that sit before the gates of the city, before you enter the city, you have to go through them. And one of these men just happened to be Hubert Ingram, Hubert Menace, Perry Christie, Brave Davis. These are men at the gates of political productivity in this country. Mm-hmm. And you got to go through them to get to where you want. That's just what it is. Now, all I'm saying is that we don't have to fight for this power. The FNM has already defeated Hubert Alexander Menace. In my estimation, he could still show himself victorious by being able to identify someone. It don't matter who it is, whoever he sees leadership elements in, and pull them in and support them financially, with a backing to be able to say, this is what you do, this is how you do, strategically introducing them to particular persons, and watch them win.
You don't think they'll blacklist that person too?
They can't. They can't. Because if Menace has the support that Kalani is indicating that he has, Menace could do that with an independent candidate.
He sure can.
He could do that with it. Menace got the money, the backing, the exposure, the experience to do that with an independent candidate, and he could still show himself, prove himself to be the leader that we envision him to be. He still can.
Well, thank you, Howard Grant, for having me today. I'll see you all on Sunday.
Guys, I want to thank you so much for being able to tune in today. I enjoyed the show today. Garth, with his provocation of being able to do these things. Guys, enjoy your weekend. Be safe out there. Be safe out there. Be decent out there.
This guy wouldn't leave me alone.
Enjoy your weekend and listen to Remark on Sunday. And we see you on Monday. Monday next week, Shannon Cartwright, Michael Pintard, Chester Cooper. And then Tuesday, we're going to be able to deal with the